Fiddle again, and hello, it's Fo. Welcome back to Turbine City. Last time we'd made it up to 498,000 population. We're so close to the finish line. Just gonna do a little bit more rezoning, renovation. Hopefully stay on top of the growth so we can get over the finish line. Yeah, it's been a bit of a wild ride, but it looks like we're gonna get there. Offices and things aren't coming in. There really is no need for the industrial or commercial. It's still disappearing rather than just replacing itself. Bit of a disaster. I reckon we've got more than enough of a buffer zone with all this commercial we've got here. Just gonna maybe change some of that over to residential. We seem to be plateauing all of a sudden with our population. So I'll nip in and do this renovation. Hopefully keep the growth going in the right direction. Don't want it to swing back when we're so close. Yeah, we're still far enough away from our specialist commercial. Take away a little bit more. So I'll go up to here, should be fine. Just change over this zone in. Yeah, the population does seem to be plateauing. I guess even if we do lose a few thousand people again, just do more of the same. I'd like to think the renovations that we do in the time that we're losing people help us when it swings back in our favour. If it got us all the way to 498 from 490, I think the same level of improvements again should take us past the finish line. We'll see how we go. Hopefully it's not going to dip back down, or if it does, it's not going to be too far. Get this space filled up. Our residential isn't really coming in, or at least not in at a noticeable speed. We'll find a place for some services around here, since we're going to be changing it over to mainly residential. This area of the map is definitely where we went wrong. I think we overzoned all the industrial over in this sort of area. I think that's what started the problem. That's what created the imbalance. Maybe if we'd zoned less industrial at that point, we would have been able to keep hold of the simulation, keep the demand going, maintain the balance. Oh well. In theory, we could always go back to sort of 350,000 and try and play it slightly differently. And be more responsible with the zoning. But lessons learned, you know. I did say multiple times not to overzone, and then had a crazy plan of overzoning and putting loads of industrial all in one place to act as a sort of central point for all the goods to be made, to be distributed out to the shops. Because I anticipated putting in so much commercial in the centre couple of squares where we're putting all our unique buildings. expected to put lots of tourism in and entertainment areas and normal commercial. And all that was supposed to be fed from that area of industrial. That was the idea for the large scale plans for the city. But of course overzoning that industrial, I think, is what made the simulation fall out with us, basically. Yeah, I thought it would be easy to just plough on ahead. Thought we could just make it to the end, despite the problems. Yeah, it's been pretty tough. So we run out of tactics, good ideas. Pretty sure we've got all our public service buildings in that we're gonna need. Don't think there's much more we can do to increase happiness. So we'll just continue with the same plan we've got. I hope it gets us there. I guess we could pop in some more unique buildings. Don't know how much of an effect that has on the happiness. Yeah, and we are pretty limited in the tactics we've got. And trying to affect the population growth. Just sort of got to take what we get. It is quite promising that we managed to do these improvements and get another 8,000 closer. I would like to get the last 2,000, but the game is being a bit standoffish with me. I think it doesn't want to lose the spotlight. It wants to make the series last forever. Viva la Turbine City. Yeah, I would like to get to the end at some point. As I say, there's only so much we can do. Rezoning. Adding some car parks to take up some space in the dead zoning that's not getting filled back in. Adding unique buildings. Well, at least we're making the academic works. Once we get them finished, we can, you know, turn off the academic year reports. We won't have to worry about what's happening with our campus DLC stuff. It'll also give us a little bit more money, because we won't be investing in academic works. Not that that's really an issue. I'm going to pop in some more park maintenance buildings. They don't really have a radius when we pop them down, so I have no idea what the coverage is. It's another sort of public service building that we can pop in. Take up a bit of space, hopefully have a positive impact on the appeal of the city. Yeah, it's sort of hovering 497, 498. It's not falling dramatically, thankfully, but it's not getting us over the finish line either. I'll try desperately find any sort of public service buildings that we can pop in. Like I See, I'm not sure how many of these we're going to need, but because we put on the policy for the park maintenance boost, then we should make sure we've got plenty of them. Got loads of parkies, maintaining all our beautiful parks, keeping all our people happy. That's our only concern really, sort of pleasing the residents. Making it seem like a paradise. Let it run for a bit, but I've realised there's no power going to this park maintenance building. Our population has fallen. It's down to 495 now. So it might be on the downswing like it did before, but just really slowly. As I say, if that's the case, if we add in a bunch of unique buildings, do more renovations, when it does choose to swing back our way and give us a break, hopefully it should go up and over the 500,000. I'll have a quick look and see what else we can pop in here. I've got some Chinatown buildings that come in a district style, so I'll try and keep all the sort of Asian themed buildings in one area. Then we can put some Chinatown buildings around about it. It can be a proper sort of area of the city. Can maybe download a couple of different districts to make a few distinct areas of the city, different types of housing and things. Having the green cities housing is pretty good to have some variation in the city, but we can go one step further and get a few things off the workshop and get the buildings and then apply them to different styles. Then you can paint districts in and say that it's that style, and the buildings will grow in there. Just in the same way we do with the green city stuff. I'm going to extend our tourism area out just to make sure it covers all these unique buildings and things. Thinking maybe to generate more customers, more tourists, we can pop a few of the unique buildings within these areas. Means there's less hotels, less competition. Should mean that the ones that are there get fuller. If there's more attractions round about, surely it makes those hotels more appealing. So they should have plenty of customers. I guess we could try and shrink down these areas at some point if that doesn't work. Just so there are less hotels in general. Maybe reduce the central hills. I don't think we need this many IT buildings and things. Maybe that would help. Get more actual industrial in if we got rid of more of the offices. Don't know if that's a tactic. If the simulation would just let us get to the end, then we can sort of rezone this area and fill it back in however we want with Demand Master. Maybe for the time being we just actually dezone some of it, just to try and fill up what we do have, rather than messing around and trying to dezone little parts of it, or change it over to residential, because that's not filling in. It's not like there's loads of houses coming in our residential. Yeah, we're cutting down the commercial space, commercial zoning, but we're not really replacing it with anything useful. We're way over zoning the housing. If it was coming in, then we would be getting terrible death waves. It would make sense that the population would be swinging. I think we're all right for the buildings around here to make this all residential. Just this block. But yeah, it's not as solid a tactic because the houses aren't exactly coming in. It's not like just building more houses means that more people will come in to occupy them. I think the people have to ask for the house to be built to accommodate their coming into the city. Don't know if there's stats you could find out. If there's if the citizens that you get are people who have come from other cities, or if they were born here. They're sort of new citizens. That would be interesting to look at. How many tourists come to the city and then just decide to stay because they love it that much. Part of me wants to just leave this blank rather than pushing it with the zoning that's not going to come in. It's another way to sort of take the pressure off. Another part of me wants to be confident and sort of zone it optimistically, fill it back in how I would like it to look. I think maybe this is what closer to what it should have looked like. Maybe we set it up like that, so then when we turn on Demand Master it just all fills in. Sort of set up for victory now. So I'm pretty sure it'll swing back the other way and we'll get over the finish line. I think it just takes time before the simulation is gonna let us, basically. I think that's a more suitable amount of industrial. Maybe if we'd zoned like that in the first place, we wouldn't have run into the problem and thrown the simulation off. So ideally we would have this block as commercial in an ideal world. I think at this sort of 350,000 mark, wherever we were when we zoned all this, I think if we'd done it like that, maybe we would have not encountered the problem, not sort of triggered the disaster in the supply chain. I just don't know. I've let it run, it's going down, it's down to 489, we're losing people, we got so close, oh, never mind. I'm sure it'll swing back in our favour. Try and throw in some more unique buildings, throw everything at it. Try and get a few things in Saggy Hills and Holly Hills, just to take up some of that space. Since we've got loads of zoning there and they're all screaming, not enough customers, not enough goods. Yeah, when we get to the end, it'll be a good mission to just get rid of all the icons. Pretty sure there's a mod that just says turn off all the icons, but we're not going to do that. But we can try and use mods to try and solve all the problems. And we've got through most of the unique buildings, the landmark buildings. Just got the big Chirpex launch site to put in somewhere. That's fairly large, so maybe in the next tile. I'm not going to hit our farming squares without Demand Master, I don't think. The Opera House is just noisy. I like to have that down at the beach. We never did put in our floating gardens. We did sort of set up the ferry path with it in mind, so that we were going to have the ferry thread through the middle. See if we can set it up somewhere. Clashes with the route of the ferry, pretty much all the way down here. Bit of a disaster. Good if we could get it somewhere where there's already a small road. If we get it on this side, we can extend the small road from this ferry stop. If we put it along here somewhere on this side, easy to extend the road out. Get this connected up with road access. I don't think the noise is going to be a problem. If we get it up high enough, it can be out of the way of the residential there. I can just extend the little road a little bit. It should connect up fine. Perfect. So yeah, if we get all these extra things in, hopefully when the game allows the population to start growing again, hopefully these little improvements will be enough to get us past the finish line. Sea Fortress implies we want it down as close as we can to the ocean. Maybe we put it over here. Again, we can extend the road out. Let's have a look. Yeah, I reckon we should be able to extend the road out. Hopefully it's going to be close enough to consider it linked up. One square off, but seems fine. Just get it covered with water. Let's see if there's any other sort of public services we could look at, as well as the unique buildings. So I kind of want to save the Opera House. I guess we've got a couple of workshop ones we could use. Hard Rock Cafe, we'll see if we can pop that in somewhere. It's quite small, maybe in the gap where our car parks were. There we go. Fits nicely in there. Maybe I'd fit something nice in that gap. Got this lovely building that's in Hanover. It's been recreated by someone in the workshop. It's large, but it's nice. See if we can fit this in somewhere over here. Maybe over in the other block. Next to the school. Probably look nicest over here. Look at our death care options. Make sure we're on top of that. So cemeteries are filling up. Make sure we've got plenty of crematoriums and things round about. Alternative options, places where we can empty our cemeteries. Maybe put in a few cryopreservatories as well. Maybe we've only got one of these somewhere in the city that were placed fairly early on. So we'll get a few of these in various places around the city. Hopefully that's going to have a positive impact. There's not much else we can do, I think. Maybe scour through the public service buildings. We'll come back next time and continue trying to make little improvements. Until then, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.